Hey traders, Jason here with Day Trading Fearless. In this video, I'm going to talk about why you should always keep track of this chart that's on my screen. It's the SPX. If you day trade the S&P 500 futures or even the SPY, SPY, this is a must-watch video. But before we dive into it, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, anything like that, check out my website daytradingfearless.com or check the link down below. But let's jump right into this video. So why you should watch the SPX on a daily basis, right? As you could see, what I'm doing is I create support and resistance levels and also any open gaps, okay? And I leave them on the chart until they have actually been touched. Now, the SPX only trades during regular trading hours. There is nothing to trade except the options, but we're not talking about the options. Options you could trade overnight on the SPX. But what we're doing is we're just tracking the regular trading hours of the SPX on here. And what I do is every single morning, I update all these levels, right? We could see where we have any open gaps. As you could see, I have gaps, right? SR is support or resistance, and these are levels that I'm really watching for where price potentially could reverse and turn around, right? Or even pause. As you could see, I drew one right here. The reason I drew it here was because this was the low right here before the complete meltdown, right? So as price comes back up, we should find a resistance level at that same level, and look at what price does. Came close to it and then reverse, right? I also like to draw gaps. So we could see down below here, we gap, right? We had a massive gap where we closed here. We opened here, okay, on Monday. And this was a Friday close bar, right? So we closed at the lows. So right below is going to be my support level, okay? And then right above it is the gap. Well, we gapped and kind of kept going. So what happened was I put the gap there. Now, I put another gap right here because at the end of this day, next day we come in, we gap higher, right? So these are going to act as support and resistance levels too. As you could see, there was a gap here, okay? And look at how price came all the way down, okay? And we almost pretty much we did fill the gap right there. So I will remove that, okay? And then this was is a support and resistance level. I drew this a couple days ago, and you could see we came right down to it and we bounced, because I like to draw a support and resistance level on this chart at the gap high or low after is gapped, something like this, very similar, right? Once we have a gap here, there used to be a support and resistance level here, and then as you could see, price kind of came up to it, went a little bit, and then rolled back over. We closed, and then that was where we gapped higher, and so I drew a gap. So I'm just waiting for price to come back down and fill these gaps. Or if we come back down, I would look for maybe a quick buy. If there's confluence on my S&P Emini future charts, if there are multiple things going on, or I would just look at this chart and maybe trade directly off of this. This is what a lot of the floor traders trade off of, because remember, SPX is the index of the 500 stocks in the S&P 500, right? Well, the S&P E-mini futures are what tracks the SPX, right? So as SPX goes up, E-minis follow. Well, guess what? The SPY follows the E-minis, right? So it's just kind of a chain of command The one thing is this is a continuous contract. So what happens is these are true high and lows because there's no roll to them, anything like that. So it makes it a lot cleaner of a chart, and the levels are very well respected. It's almost kind of like a stock that just will have a fixed high, fixed low within a entire move. While when we look at the futures, I'll give you an example. Right here, if I look at the daily, we had a high of 48.1677 right here, right? That was the kind of all-time highs. But if I pull up our current E-mini future contract, right, we're only at 4,800, and that's because of the multiple rolls in the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract. So this is more of a cleaner thing, kind of charting technique of it. It works very well for drawing trend lines, things like that. But I personally like to use them just for finding previous support and resistance levels that have not been touched yet. And I like to use a 15-minute chart with this. And essentially, I'm just looking for, okay, hey, prior highs, right? Things like that. This was a prior support level. All I would do is right-click, duplicate, right? And then just bring this down here and look at this. As we came all the way back up, look at how well it was respected. Price stop. Now, on the E-mini future continuous contract, you might go for the S&P 500, you might look at it and there's nothing there. This level might actually be higher or lower, and we just barely miss it. But on the SPX, you will see how clean everything reacts to it. So with that being said, if you do want to get trading levels for the S&P E-mini futures, I do offer a weekly trade zones and also a video course, 7 hours of my top trading strategies. There's a link down below, or go to daytradingfearless.com for more information. But with that, getting back into the SPX, what I'll do is I'll share a link of this chart down below, and you could start to kind of use my levels right with this chart to help see it. Now look at this. I also have a 200. Look at how well it's a 200 exponential moving average. Look at how well price reacts to it, gets to it, reverses, right? Now we're above it, pulls back, usually bounces, right? Now we can also see bigger patterns, potential shoulder, head, shoulder, like we saw here, shoulder, head, shoulder. Just the inverse side of it broke out to the upside. I guarantee you, if we probably draw a Fibonacci extension, we could probably get the same levels up here where price kind of opens or closes, things like that. Just drawing it from here, we could see we got all the way up to the 200. Others are, if I take it and draw it from here to here, or actually we'll use this high right here and then bring it back down. Look at that, right up to it, respects it very well, pulls right back to the 127. So very, very technical, things like that. I hope this video helps you in your own day trading journey of the S&P 500 futures. It's a great chart. I would say have it up somewhere, start watching it, and watch how well price reacts off of these levels. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.